Good night, everyone. Today is Tuesday, December the 6th, and we're going to go with the daily technical video day. Guys, we just finished doing the chart, and we drew to the same conclusions that we have during the day, that the correction in the dollar is not done. We believe that it's going to be more dollar weakness, but we start to suspect now that before the weakness that we're expecting, there can be some type of more strength within the dollar. Now, why we are suspecting that? First of all, we're going to see the copper scenario. On copper, the decline is being very small, and we're expecting a little deeper decline. So this right here is telling me that most likely tomorrow we're going to see some type of U.S. dollar strength, or later on in London, some type of U.S. dollar strength before any possible weakness. So U.S. dollar strength based on copper. Now, another thing is how deep it's going to go. For now, 347 should be a reasonable area to get there in copper. The last, if you take a look at the previous three-way move, the B-way, it was very small. It was only to the 3802. So I'm expecting something similar. Something similar here. And for now, this area around the 347, let's see. Let's see if that area holds support and reverse copper, or that area is going to give up and a more deep consolidation. But don't lose the point that this is a three-way followed by a 5. So risk bullish, no matter what it is, risk is going to trade higher. Now, let's take a look now at the dollar index as a 1 hour. Forget about the 8 hours. We all know what the 8 hours stand. Let's take a look at a 1 hour of the US dollar. Okay, on the US dollar index, I want to get very deep onto the count. Why? Let's see what we have on the US dollar index 1 hour. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swing. So with the 7 swing, can call the correction completed. An alternative scenario is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is A or alternative wave 1, and then a deeper correction to 9 to around 78.27 in weakness on the dollar, and then another leg higher tomorrow to complete a three-way move. That's an alternative scenario. Now, if you guys see that this trend line right here is taken to the downside, then most likely we have 1, 2, and then a possible 3, or this can be the whole move in the dollar. Now, it's very easy to say this in the dollar, but it's not supported by the euro. In the euro, it's not supporting the scenario that the correction is over due to the nature of the 3 weeks to the downside. But in the dollar can be the case. But a print about this high of 78.87 is gonna meet before breaking this low. It's gonna make 7 swing, and consequently it's gonna be corrected. More time, more consolidation is something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, Z, and then higher in 3 weeks to around this area before going lower. But be aware that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings as it is right now here. Be aware about that. Now, in the dollar, we have 2 scenarios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is A, B, Z, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that scenario, you're going to be able to see. This scenario, if it go below this trend line right here. Otherwise, if it bounce for the trend lines without breaking this low, then what you have is the one that you see the labeling here. That is ABC, WS, ABC, Y, and then the correction is going to end it sooner, and then that's going to trust lower. That can be the case for that scenario. It's either one or the other, and the other one is the bullish, that this is a 3-way move, and then from here you got 1, 2, and the dollar higher. But that's not supporting but many pairs, including Norwegian crowns, even the euro, all the stuff. Now, let's move on to the individual pairs. Okay, on the individual pairs, let's start with the euro dollar. The euro dollar, guys, as you see, we are presenting 3 scenarios. I believe one of the scenarios is being invalidated already. So let's move on with the next 2 scenarios. The next 2 scenarios are calling for the scenario that we are playing since last night, when we have 3 ways here, 3 backs, and then we're looking for A, B, and C. And that scenario is in place. We are now on the B way of the C way, when the euro is going to go lower to equal X from here to around 133 and bounce from there. That scenario is allowing indices like copper and the S&P to another legs in drop. I mean, I have 99% conviction that tomorrow we should have a risk off trade, or at least one more leg or risk off before the market turn higher. I mean, but it can be turning higher for current levels. That's why we're holding the long from here. That's why we're holding the long from here. Now, if this scenario is correct, then we have WSY, due to the fact that we believe that this is a 3-way, but this is also a very questionable 5-way swing right here. So with that in mind, let's think A, B, or WSY, looking for 133 for a level around 34.58 area before turning lower. Now, another scenario that we have in the euro is this scenario. This scenario is like the flat B way. What I don't like about this scenario is that do not go pretty good with the whole overall market. This scenario goes only because of the euro. Now, let's move on to another scenario that we have on the euro. And this one is the one that the first scenario on the euro is with the dollar index holding the trend line that I mentioned. This scenario is the one that is supporting the 5 swings in the index, and then what you got, A, B, Z, you got a W here. Now you're going to get A, B, Z to around 134.65 in the euro dollar, and then you're going to see another decline in 3 weeks to most likely also the equal legs that comes around the 132 area. And then you got to trace your FIBO, and that scenario is going to take the euro to an area between, I would say, 132.50, 133, before the euro again bounce higher to the 137 area. I believe they have to be one or the other, And the other scenario is that this is a bottom right here, and then it's 1, 2, 1, 2, but this looks corrected. So I believe that for now, 35.49 is kind of safe, and I believe that this low is going to be broken below this one. Now, around the market, let's take a look to the S&P cash, which is very important. In the S&P cash scenario, we believe that like copper, the S&P cash need a minimum another leg down right here to complete a correction. Don't discount an extension lower, because usually, as you know, a correction goes to a minimum of 50%. I don't know if it's gonna get there. All we know in the S&P is as follows. All we know in the S&P is that we have a three-way follow for the 5, so continuation higher is coming. Now, another pairs that I want to show you. Let me show you the Norwegian current right here. Norwegians can be also in a longer time consolidation things. Why? Because you have 3. That's what I say, that the scenario of the 5 swing on the dollar do not goes well with the market. This one goes with the euro and all the dollar making one more swing in favor of the dollar. Look, 3, A, B, and Z. So, I mean, it goes better with that scenario. Also, the dollar CAD is supporting that type of scenario. Look, why you have like a flat in the dollar CAD. You got 3, a flat, and possible rally in the dollar tonight. And then, let's see which one, what else? Aussie also, it looks like it is in a possible scenario when you got 3, and then you got 3 here, and then another, with another string in the dollar, or even into a triangle consolidation when you have A, B, C, D, E, and trusting higher, or this type of double zigzag, which is going to allow a more deeper consolidation. And on and on around all the pair. Now, the euro yen, which I mentioned yesterday, the euro yen, it did 3 ways to the downside. Now, it's either busting higher or supporting the scenario in the euro. When the euro just ended W, it's going to make S and another 3 back to the 76.4 and consuming more time into the risk of consolidation before another round of risk arrive to the market. So, in general, guys, I believe that we have to be long risk, but at the same time, I believe that there are more higher possibility tonight that risk off is going to take over the market tomorrow and then bounce again in favor of the dollar, in favor of risk. What you guys cannot question is the idea that at the end of the day, another rally like the one that we saw last week in the risk trade is going to happen before any consolidation, that the dollar is going to get strong. So, in my view, the dollar got more weakness, but the strength can extend a little bit more, either even in time, when with a double zigzag structure in most of the pairs, or at least a minimum one more round of dollar strength. Thank you, and I hope you guys understand the whole idea.